even in all his presidential campaigns, pushing for more resources to go to the counties, and he made it part of his campaigns. No other politician talked much about devolution in as far as increasing resources, even pushing more services towards the counties. His latest one, I think, during the Devolution conference this year was that even education should be fully devolved. With the absence of this voice that constantly thought about how to better devolution, more resources, more services down there, what do you feel is the future of devolution?
Yeah, Fred, before I answer that question, over the last few days since Raila Odinga passed, you've seen so many things that have happened which are highly unprecedented. And people have been trying to understand them, make, let's say, sense out of them. But I will say, all that this can be summarized, including devolution conversation, it is BAMBA. Why am I trying to say that? There are so many things which he has done, even including what my brother Wakili Kibwanga is trying to talk about. If you look at the life of Jesus, Jesus was understood after resurrection. When the disciples saw him tell them, put the net deep into the sea to get the fish, then the disciple that Jesus loved the most, disciple John, which is in John 21 verse 7, says, it is the Lord. They recognized Jesus only after they have been able to get the fish they wanted. Meaning that people tended to understand Raila after they have gotten something they didn't understand what he was fighting for. Look at the Constitution of Kenya 2010. When he refused the Constitution, he went orange, and orange versus banana. People thought Raila was just fighting a battle of winning the election. But when 2010 Constitution came in, when he went and accepted it, people said, oh, so it is BAMBA. Why was Nyayo too full that people had to be shot so that people can be controlled? It is BAMBA. A funeral on Sunday by SEK has never happened in years. Even if you go US, they'll tell you to wait. It is BAMBA. People went into numbers never seen before. Enemies and foes. In fact, even Raila's enemies were trying to talk positively about him. Why? It is BAMBA. So if you look at even how he has done his things, is great. The second thing to make you understand this is that Raila had a vision. In fact, when you went to listen to these people making stories yesterday, eulogies that are very long, there's something which was missing in all of them. Forget about devolution. I never saw anybody who talked about their vision. Because most of those leaders who have become leaders, Raila has been a political asset where those who blame him, make it. Those who praise him, make it. So the Railaphobia, Railaphilia, both of them have worked for people. Only one person who surprised me, Mama Ida. Mama Ida says something remarkable. And I think out of all speeches, that is the speech that I go with. Let us focus on building national wealth over personal wealth. And that's where devolution can now go into. These governors who got the benefits of devolution, are they building county wealth? Are they building national wealth? Or they are building personal wealth? You could see, for example, all these guys who became governors, they became governors with 6 manifestos, isn't it? The first manifesto is RAO, Raila Amolo Odinga. Someone can shout that for the whole rally and become a governor. Then the second set, which is ODM, Orange Democratic Movement. You hear when Joho became governor of Mombasa. If you remember all Joho's rally, analyze them. They say, Hapa ni ODM. Our leader is Raila Amolo Odinga. But Raila wanted this devolution to bring resources to the people. That's why he was talking about it, even the very last minute that he was actually given a chance to talk about it. But how much have the leaders taken devolution to the interests of Kenyans rather than for making themselves rich? How many governors are in court? How many governors are accused of corruption? How much pending bills are killing people in villages where you go to? I'm sure that Raila was idealistic at some point, and I'm sure, Kibe, I want to ask you today, and even Dismas, please forgive Raila for all those things you are saying for today. And let me tell you one thing. All of us are short of something. Raila was an idealist in the Constitution, But the side now come to implementation, this time Raila became pragmatic. Like when he was talking about devolution, he thought that angels will be elected to become governors. When he talked about CDF, we thought MPs will be ideal leaders. But then when we elected hyenas in these positions, it became very difficult to actually make devolution work. Look, Fred, I've always analyzed for you here. Siaya County, where the battle took place, have received 130 billion since we began devolution. If 130 billion is a core capital, you can set up around 13 banks. 13 banks like KCB. You can set up cycle-like banks. 13 banks like KCB. KCB has employed how many people? How many people are employed in Siaya County? You cannot even collect garbage. So Raila was an idealist, but now towards the end, Raila must have tried to be a pragmatist by saying, you can't change the system by choking it. Try to go inside. Unfortunately, this second one is always very, very dicey, and sometimes does not happen. Mm-hmm. But I would say that Raila Odinga has done what he has done.
But the question now is, and my concern is that, okay, fine, because we're talking about transition, and we'll talk about the political transition and the challenges therein. But on this